Lockheed Martin was formed by a merger of Lockheed Corporation and Martin Marietta in 1995. Lockheed operates in four organizations: aeronautics, missiles and fire control, rotary and mission systems, and space. Lockheed Martin is a worldwide aerospace, defense, security, arms, and advanced technology company with their headquarters located here in the United States, right in Maryland. Lockheed is one of the largest companies when it comes to military support, aerospace, technologies, and securities. Lockheed employs 110 people worldwide. Lockheed Martin is a contractor for the U.S. Department of Defense, U.S. Department of Energy, and NASA. They are the world's largest defense contractor, and over half of their sales come right from the Department of Defense. Lockheed Martin, also known as LMT on the New York Stock Exchange, began 2021 with a stock price of $321.82. Reflecting back on the year 2020, worldwide, we faced a global pandemic that affected the world as a whole. The market was very low at some points throughout the year and very high at others. Many businesses faced many challenges as a result. For Lockheed Martin, the beginning of January, their stock price was $428.12. Throughout the year, the stock price varied from $338.95 on March 1st from the start of COVID back up to $390.26 on August 1st. And then it dipped back down again and was $354.98 on December 1st and finishing the year out at the same price. During the crisis, Lockheed Martin donated close to $22 million to local communities for their COVID relief and recovery program. Lockheed did have some short-term COVID effects on the production of 120 F-35s. However, in November, the U.S. government and Lockheed Martin submitted a proposal to provide the Swiss government with up to 40 F-35A aircraft in support of Switzerland's new fighter aircraft competition, worth up to $10.4 billion. Given the unforeseeable circumstances of COVID, Lockheed Martin still reported an increase in their financials. According to their financial statements, Lockheed had a 9% net sales increase from 2019 to 2020. Net sales in 2020 were $65.4 billion compared to $59.8 billion in 2019. Net earnings from continued operations in 2020 were $6.9 billion or $24.50 per share compared to $62 billion or $21.95 per share in 2019. Cash from operations in 2020 was $8.2 billion compared to $7.3 billion in 2019. Cash from operations was after discretionary pension contributions of $1 billion in each of 2020 and 2019. Lockheed paid $2.8 billion out in cash dividends and increased dividends by 8% in the third quarter.
There are a number of reasons why the CEO pay has increased. One of them is salaries mainly consist of stock options and bonuses. If you were to examine the breakdown of a CEO's salaries, you would see that a large portion of that salary consists of stock options and bonuses. Another reason is compensation is tied to stock performance. Stock options can cause CEOs to focus on short-term performance and to manipulate numbers to meet their targets. Another reason is no incentive to keep the CEO pay down. In some companies, as in Lockheed Martin, most of the board consists of employees, and because of this, the more the CEO makes, the more that these employees can potentially bring home, so they have no incentive to keep the CEO pay down. This slide shows a CEO salary comparison from 2017 to 2019 of Lockheed Martin, Raytheon Technologies, and Boeing Company. All three companies are in the same industry. As you can see, they each had a significant increase in pay each year. Lockheed Martin's pay ratio is 200 to 1, Raytheon's is 282 to 1, and Boeing's is 116 to 1. These ratios reflect the large differences in pay between CEOs and their employees.
Lockheed Martin has faced a couple major issues within the past few years, and the first one is the numerous deficiencies that they had with the F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter. So the F-35 is a single-seat, single-engine, all-weather combat aircraft, and Lockheed Martin described it as the most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter aircraft of the world. But they did have multiple major issues with this, and even though they didn't disclose what those issues were, they did say that it consisted of 10 Category 1 deficiencies, and they were determined to be low priority. So they created a continuous capability development delivery program, and this program was supposed to come up with solutions for these issues. However, they did find out that this software program could not keep pace with the production of the aircraft, and it also provided stability issues. The second issue that Lockheed Martin faced was the COVID-19 pandemic. Because of massive layoffs happening around the world and limited travel, it really lowered businesses' revenues and in turn made stock prices drop. As I mentioned in the previous slide, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought a decrease in revenue and production to businesses all over the world. And because of this, many investors are withdrawing their money from the stock market and selling their shares because they're nervous that they could lose more money than they need to. And you can see the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic in the Lockheed Martin stock price. So in January of 2020, before COVID started, the stock price was at a high $413, and then around March 2020, when the pandemic started, it dropped down to $338. By August of 2020, it raised a little bit to $390, and then dropped back down again to $321 in January of this year. Currently, the stock price is at $378. That was as of yesterday, April 30th. So there is promise that the stock market is coming back, but there's still a lot of work to do. Lockheed Martin took many initiatives to comfort their investors and to increase their stock price after the pandemic. And these included hiring more than 2,100 new employees to help with unemployment. They also made a total of $110 million in advance payments to their suppliers to help maintain these businesses. They also donated a corporate jet fleet to aid in the government's COVID-19 relief efforts. And they produced and donated more than 30,000 pieces of personal protective equipment to frontline workers in over 50 different locations.
To conclude, Lockheed Martin acquired Sikorsky in 2015 for $9 billion, making them the #1 defense contractor in the world. Through difficult times such as the current pandemic, Lockheed Martin's financials have proved them to be trustworthy, ethical, and a successful corporation.